Hey there friends, hope you're doing well. Today I want to show you my single favorite chord on the guitar. It was shown to me by actually a didgeridoo player. His name's Sai, he plays in the group Wild Marmalade. And it was him that first showed me this chord, but then as I progressed, I discovered it's of course widely used in flamenco music and other styles of music. But credit to Sai for showing it to me first. And it just has the most beautiful dark dissonant sound. So I'm going to show you the chord and show you some ideas and send you on some paths so that you can do some interesting things with it. So this is the chord. Imagine an F sharp minor chord, barred in the second position, but the top three strings are allowed to ring open. So I'm basically fretting 2, 4, 4, and then it's 0, 0, 0. And that's where all the flavor comes from, those open strings. I actually heard, I think it was on a podcast, it's quite an old interview, but I think it's Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue talking to Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. I don't necessarily love Motley Crue's music, but I do definitely love Rage Against the Machine. But those two rock icons were talking and basically saying, like, if you really want to rock out, play an F sharp, which a lot of the great Rage Against the Machine riffs are definitely in F sharp. Again, can't really comment on Motley Crue's discography because I'm not the hugest fan. But Rage Against the Machine, definitely a lot of F sharp and a lot of this kind of thing. So 0 to 2. So this is an F sharp minor chord. Obviously a completely different context from a Motley Crue Rage Against the Machine, but it's nice that the F sharp apparently is just such a great sound on the guitar, whatever style you're playing. So this chord just has a delicious dissonance, a wonderful kind of dark sound to it. So that's one of my favorite things to do, that kind of 0-2 idea. And what I'll do a lot is when I'm strumming, and in this case I'm just strumming kind of very loosely with no pick, and not really necessarily particular right hand techniques or anything, just the very kind of free, open. I'm kind of hitting with my fingernails, but that's not the point of this video. The point of what I'm trying to say is that I'm focusing on the low strings here. I'm basically just playing the bass strings, just the 3 lowest notes on my guitar, lowest strings. And then contrasting it with playing all 6 strings. That effect in itself is really useful. Of course, a lot of guitarists will know that and consider that quite obvious, but maybe there's someone sitting at home watching this going, oh, that's really interesting. I didn't really think about that. You don't always have to strum all the strings of the guitar, even if you're fretting them all, even if your chord includes them all, because it's low, high, low, high, low, high. So that's something I do a lot with this F sharp kind of idea. And it's the same chord, obviously, that we're playing. We're just holding a chord. But by playing the bass strings and the treble strings, it actually sounds like 2 different chords, and it becomes its own thing. So that's really cool. Another useful and obvious thing to do with this is use the 3rd fret. So that's 0, 2, and 3. Everything else stays the same. The open strings, the 2 4th fret notes. And you can do some very fast. Hammer-offs and pull-offs, hammer-ons and pull-offs. And do that. As always, I will tab today's lesson for you on my Patreon page, and I'll put some extra licks on there. And then on Patreon, I also upload a second video after this YouTube video that goes into more detail and has more depth and more options for you. So if you want to take it further, come over onto Patreon. So I absolutely love that sound. Something that I do a lot as well is move that same chord just 1 string higher as a kind of B chord. So instead of 2, 4, 4, starting from the lowest string I play open, and then go 2, 4, 4, and leave the other string open. So any lick that you learn or develop in in the F sharp position, which was the core of today's lesson, my favorite chord. That's my favorite chord. anything that we can do with that, we can just jump one string up, move everything in the same pattern. I just love the messiness, the dissonance, the darkness of it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope in some small way I have sparked you to get on your guitar and either do something a bit different or do the things that you do know how to do, but progress them, practice them, develop them. And I'll post this on YouTube, but like I said, I'll post a second video on Patreon more in depth about this kind of thing based on this chord and based on this lesson. So I hope to see you there as well. Thank you so much.